Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mystery Card. I'm Nancy Dodge from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I hope you've had a chance to gather your supplies. This is going to be a pretty quick card and pretty easy, but I think it gives it a little wow factor, a little bit more than I think, because sometimes you put so little effort into it, you don't think it's going to be wow, but I impressed myself. Anyway, the supplies that you needed to gather tonight: the cardstock, a card base of 4 1/4 by 11, and a strip 1 1/2 by 11. Designer series paper, a 4 by 4 1/4 piece and a 4" by 3/4 inch piece. White, 4 by 4 1/4, and also a 1 1/2 by inside 1 1/2 by 3. Oh, I know. Don't listen to me. Between 1 1/2 and 3 inches by 1/2, which is for our banner. Die cuts or stamped images or combination thereof, approximately 3 inches by 4 inches, and a little one for the inside if desired. Sentiments, embellishments, adhesives, the usual. Alrighty, let's go. Clue number 1. Get my supplies out. Score the 4 1/4 by 11 inch cardstock at 1, 2, 6 1/2, and then the 1 1/2 by 11 at 5 1/4. I'm going to pull up my desk and my trimmer scorer. I love this piece of equipment. So this cuts and this scores. So we're going to first take, and one thing that I really like about Stampin' Up's trimmer is you can pull this out and get an even all the way up to 17 inches. Alright, we need, gotta move my supplies out of the way, to score this. And try to remember that you are using the scorer, not the trimmer. I did that last time and I was very mad at myself. Okay. First one, 1 inch. Next one, 2 inch. And the next one is at 6 1/2, which is right here. And I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to take this long one, the 1 1/2, and I'm by 11, and I'm going to score it right in half at 5 1/2. So there's our first clue. We can put our trimmer scorer away, and we'll move on to clue number 2. Adhere the 4 by 4 1/4 DSP to the large area. Oh, I forgot to fold. Did I have clue? Yes, I did. Sorry. In clue number 1, there's a fold, and I forgot to fold. So we're going to go back to that desk view, and we're going to do our folding. Sometimes I just get ahead of myself. Alright, so I want this to be in an M. So first I'm going to, and I want to make sure my sides are even. That's important in this card. And then up. Well, you can't see me, can you? There you go. So first I folded this one. Then I folded this. And now I'm going to fold this one forward. So it's in an M fold. It's a funny looking M, but it's an M fold. Alright, back to clue number 2. We're going to adhere the 4 inch by 4 1/4 DSP to the large center area. So that's this piece. So it's 4 across and 4 1/4 down. And we're going to adhere it here. So whatever your would like to adhere with, whether it's Stamp and Seal, glue, dots, tear and tape. Alright, so I'm going to center that. Stick it down. There's clue number 2. Alrighty, clue number 3. Adhere the 1.5 by 11-inch cardstock to the bottom front 1 inch and hump and back in the center. Okay, so that's this piece here, which I forgot to score. Not scoring very well tonight, am I? Okay, so we're going to adhere this to the front 1 inch piece. This is 1 inch in the center, and then we're going to take this piece and adhere it in the center in the back. Okay, so I prefer to do the front first, because if it's slightly crooked, then it's hidden in the back instead of being right in the front of your card. Alright, so I mean, you can line this up if you want to try to get the center, which is here, I think. Yeah, here, 4. So right about there. Use the lines on my glass mat here. Okay. And then I'm going to flip it over, and you can add a little bit more than 1 inch here if you want. You could go up as far as you wanted. I just did the end and fold it down like so, so that it's adhered in the back. Okay? That is clue number 3. Easy peasy, right? Clue number 4, adhere the 4 inch by 3/4 inch piece of DSP to the 1 inch section on the front. So that's this right here. Just going to add some of my Stamp and Seal. Center it. Try to make it even with my pieces on the side, so that even if this is a little uneven, at least this will match with it. Make it look good anyway, right? Alright. Next, clue number 5. Stamp cover sentiment on the 3/4 inch piece. And I am using a 1/2 inch, but you can use a 3/4 inch. And adhere over the DSP. Okay. So I have a 1/2 inch piece here. And I got my stamps and my ink. I'm using Simply Said. Simply Said is just an awesome set to have because it has a little bit of everything. So I'm going to do birthday. Happy birthday. Get out my block. I always put this at an angle. I know some people like it straight, but I like it at an angle because I can see it when it's like this, straight across. You're kind of covering it as you're holding your block, so that's why I do it crooked. Well, at an angle, not crooked. Okay. Alrighty. Happy birthday. There. This is just a piece. You know when you cut your white cardstock up and you end up with a 1/2 inch piece? I always save these for banners. They're great. And you know me, I have to wash and dry or I'm going to end up with blueberry bushel all over me. And that's not the color I'm wearing today, so it would look even worse. Okay, wash and dry. And then I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to just trim it down So that's why I said between 1.5 inches and 3 inches. Alright, and then we're going to adhere this on the front. You could put it in the middle, you could put it on the side. I think I'll put it in the middle. But you could adhere that any place you wanted. So this is what it looks like so far. Okay. Clue number 6. Stamp sentiment and or a small image if desired on the 4 by 4 1/4 of white cardstock. Adhere on the inside bottom. Okay. So I've got this. And this is going to go right here. And using die cuts on this one. So I think I'm going to glue this in first so that when I stamp, I know where it's going. So I've got, I am using the multi-purpose glue. I just put it in this because it's thinner, and I have it in this cute little holder that holds it upside down that my son-in-law and business partner make. And I have those for sale on my website. If you look under tools, I think, in my store, right on my website, not my Stampin' Up website. All right. Gently flip this over without getting too much glue on me. Not that that's possible, but so now my fingers are sticky. But I can rub it off. It's like the rubber cement when you were kids. Comes right off my fingers. Okay. And I want to put, I did happy birthday, so let's do, I want to do let's celebrate. But I don't think I can fit it all. Oh, I guess I can fit it all the way across. Get my ink out. But that's why I did that first. And if I had a stamped image, I usually put it down here. It would have probably been smaller, but this comes with the Wildflower Birthday DSP. All right, blueberry bushel, let's celebrate. And quickly wash and dry. Because like I said, I'm not wearing blueberry bushel tonight. Okay, and then we're going to adhere this on the inside bottom. Make sure I get it right. Don't want to mess it up after you put all that work into it. Okay, there's the inside. On to clue number 7. Adhere, die cut, or shaped image to the 1.5 inch strip of cardstock that goes over the card. Okay, so this, I have another die cut from that same, yeah. Oh look, now I can't see happy birthday. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get out my, take your pick tool. So like I said, you could put this on any way you want, but do you guys ever do this? This takes it off really easy. Look at that. And I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to put happy on one side and birthday on the other. So I'll just flick that off. I'll put this on here. So I'm just going to put some adhesive down the middle. And a little bit on the strings here. And put that right on. And then I'm going to take birthday. And happy. See, there's just creativeness, no mistakes. How's that? Ta-da! See, we can do it. Clue number 8, embellish as desired. Okay, I pulled out these party dots, and these are on clearance at the moment, but they have all the colors that I wanted right in here. So I thought I would add some color to it. I want the blue, or do I, the pool party, and I don't know if that's, oh, I think that's peach pie, right? What do I want? Big decision, big decision. All right. Okay, well, I think because there's gold in here that I'm going to go with the pool party. And I don't want it to take away too much. I just wanted to add a little extra something. It's sticking to my fingers. All right. So there we go. There's tonight's mystery card. See, quick and easy. Isn't it cute? Ta-da! So I'm going to show you what else I made. The first one I made was this one. And this is from the Halloween DSP. And these are also cutouts from the designer series paper. I have the little sparkly embellishments, the puff with the Happy Halloween inside. Here, I'll just line them up here so you can see them. And then I did this one, Celebration Sips, I think is what it's called. And I really like this drink, so, but it wasn't quite big enough, so I cut out one of the arches. And then my daughter, I don't know if you can tell, but she put Wink Stella on here, so it's all sparkly. And then it has a little twin drink inside, and she made it all sparkly. I don't know if you can see the sparkles. And then the last one I did using the Floral Charms. And this I stamped, colored, and cut out. And then I also did some die cuts from that set. And this is from, I forgot. Textured Notes. And then I just stamped and colored the same smaller image on the inside. So there are the mystery cards for tonight. I would love to see yours. I'm going to post these on Facebook, and then you can put yours in the feed. I love seeing them. It makes me happy. It makes me really happy. Alrighty, thank you for joining me. I will see you next week for Back to Basics. Until then, happy stamping.